In a 3-year career capped by the 1990 NCAA National Championship, Jeff Handler had 120 hits and collected 274 assists in 111 games, hitting .338 with 98 hits and 199 assists as the everyday starting shortstop in 1989 and 90. Jeff was named the All-Tournament shortstop in both the Northeast Regional and National tournaments in 1990 when he batted .357 in 7 postseason games with a .424 on-base percentage, 3 doubles, a home run, sacrifice fly, 6 runs scored, and 4 RBIs. During the 1990 National Championship season, Jeff helped the Warriors turn 44 double plays in 46 games, with 10 of the double plays coming in postseason play. In the postseason that year, Jeff handled 40 chances without an error defensively, one of the very few starting shortstops from a national champion to ever play perfect postseason defense in NCAA Division III tournament history. Jeff was recipient of the team's Gold Glove Award in 1990, the only middle infielder in the 42-year history of the award to earn that distinction. Jeff's season fielding percentage of .976, 4 errors on 164 chances in 1990, remains a program season record for a starting shortstop.
Well, I'm happy to be here to talk about Jeff Handler, a very close friend of mine and a former player of ours that was one of the key elements of our national championship in 1990. Jeff was, one thing I talked about Jeff is that he brought an attitude to the team, and not a negative attitude, but an attitude that made everybody else respond and understood that he was there to win, he was there to play hard, and that whole attitude permeated on the team from how he presented himself. There was no one that I can remember, and that's a hard thing to say, but what he did his senior year and how he did it, having 2 knee operations, hurting himself in the Amherst game, going back in a pop-up, I remember that like it was yesterday, and then working his way back so quickly to join our team again. That was one of the key things in that 1990. But the thing that pleased me probably most about Jeff was how he's grown up and become a great individual off the field from Eastern. He's a great father, great family man, and his business is outstanding. And he has made himself quite a professional person leaving Eastern. Our defense won it, okay, in the regionals and the nationals. If it wasn't for our defense, we wouldn't have won the national championship. We can certainly hit the ball, but underrated was our defense, and it was led, okay, by Jeff Handler at shortstop, and it made the team very, very solid. And my recollection isn't outstanding, but I think we only made 2 or 3 errors in a whole tournament that year, and that's unbelievable. I mean, to go through a tournament and all those games and win the regionals that we did with 2 teams that were ranked higher than we were, okay, in the national level. The classroom, off the field, and on the field, Jeff was a leader.
As the Yankees had Derek Jeter for all those years, we had Derek Jeter before the Yankees did. Handler's, his last year was Jeter-esque. You know, he did every little thing possible to help us win games. He was the glue that just held us together and just made us national champions.
And one thing that stood out to me was he had 4 errors before the opening game of the regionals. He had 4 errors when the regionals and the World Series were over. Now, the fact that he had 4 errors all season jumped off the page for a shortstop at me, but he also played impeccable defense in the postseason, which was one of the reasons why Eastern won that 1990 national championship.
He started as a sophomore and really developed into a player that Coach loved, and we all loved having him on the team. And he was phenomenal. He had a solid year. He had 4 errors in 46 games as a shortstop. I mean, that's incredible. He was the passion, the leadership he gave to us all. He was a big part of us winning the national championship.
When they got going offensively, he was usually in the thick of things. And in the first game in the regionals up in Maine, 9 pitches into the game, he hits a home run to get them going. And it seemed like every time there was a rally, every time Easton would score a run, there he is, right there in the middle of things, contributing in one way or the other.
He matured every year, and I think under Coach's leadership and his ability to coach Jeff into the player that he wanted Jeff to be, he knew he could be, really helped.
I don't think of him as being one of the flashier shortstops in Eastern history, but again, it's the defense that jumps out at me, that when a ball was hit to him, he got there. I don't think he had the strongest arm in Eastern history, but he got the ball and threw it on target, didn't throw it away.
He worked his butt off. He worked hard, as we all did, but he really developed into a tremendous player and a person.
At this time, it is my honor to present Jeff Handler to the Eastern Connecticut State University Hall of Fame.